Late Night Drives with Matt
and Liam.
Yes, apprehensive yet excited.
Any predictions? Any theories?
I don't know. I don't want to excite myself or disappoint myself too much, so I'm keeping it on I'm going to pretend like I don't have the theories and predictions, so if there isn't any that I want to come up and doesn't, I won't be disappointed.
Okay, is it anything that you hope that they don't do?
Show us Omega in the episode, and then that's it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want like an hour-long episode of supposedly the scariest person in the Who.
Do you want them to do what they did with what's his face? Sutek, basically bring him in and kill him off straight away.
No, that's see, I don't know, because I don't want Omega to come in then go straight away like they did with Sutek.
Because obviously the Rani was in there before, and a bit like the Master, where he would crop up like every couple of seasons.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess we didn't know who the Master was to start with.
No.
And then when we got introduced, it was great. Then we had to wait a couple seasons, great again and again and again and again. So I'm just hoping that we get something like that with Omega.
But also talking about the Master, what about the Master appearing? Because there's still this golden touch.
I really want that to happen. That'll be insane.
And do you think the Master would side with the Doctor or with the Rani? Or be complete rogue in the middle? And fuck them both.
I really want Master to side with Doctor. Just because I'm still in the era of David Tennant Master.
Yes.
Their little connection. Oh, the amount of times I've watched the 3 episodes that it is.
Yeah.
Of those two together. Oh, it's beautiful. That was the first time I cried over Doctor Who is when the Master had his little on the beach. Oh, heartbreaking. But yeah, no, are we going to get a new Master? It might be a new Master. Oh, it might be the Captain Jack.
Oh, the rogue.
The wannabe Captain Jack could be the Master. No, that's way too deep.
Oh, I don't know. I think that would be way too deep.
But if I have pulled that out of the bag...
Because I think that character...
Definitely a really important character, though.
Very important character, but that character was played too nicely. I know you probably haven't watched it, but with Missy and Peter Capaldi's Doctor...
No, yeah, I never saw it.
They almost became friends, but in that love-hate relationship way. Like
at the end of the David Tennant era Master.
Yeah.
But right at the very end, the last 5 minutes of the 3 episodes, they were there, but I think they'll always have the connection now, because obviously they were brought up together.
No, 100%, they'll always have that connection.
So...
But saying that, but one thing you also haven't watched, but unless I force you to watch it, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor with the Master.
Oh, it was the guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he took over her body.
Oh.
And fucking killed off Gallifrey with the Cybermen.
Oh, crazy, okay.
Because they're all time cybers or something.
Oh.
It's like a new breed of Cybermen, which I'm surprised they haven't brought back.
They didn't have the chance, realistically. I think
with the way the overarching story, because definitely season 1 and season 2 is the same story. Yes, it's different, but the overall arching story, I think, is thing.
Oh, because you've got the gods, the Pantheons.
Yeah, so you still got the gods, the Pantheons, and you still got Mrs. Flood, which is tied over.
But a lot more season 2, but obviously she was still cropping.
She was being questioned in season 1.
Yeah.
But I feel like, especially with this season finale, things throughout both seasons are going to be cropping up.
Yeah, for sure. Especially that tea lady.
Well, yeah, because she was in this.
Yeah, I know.
In part 1.
Yeah, because she was the one.
She was the
Maestro episode. Remember, she was the tea lady.
Yeah, she was
in the canteen.
But yeah, because she was that was Susan Twist. She was cropping up everywhere.
She was the medical bot. Because me and you kept mentioning it, didn't we? When we had seen it, and then they mentioned it at one point. I don't know if it was Ruby.
Yeah, she was like,
or the doctor.
Have I met you before?
Yeah.
They both questioned it at separate times and different
I feel
episodes.
like she's definitely got a part to play.
It's the fact that she cropped up.
Yeah, yeah. And she was in the weird little, like, units, kind of, whatever gang you want to call it, that the Rani had in, like, the fake timeline.
I was to say, from what I've seen, is that, so it's basically, so I can't remember the name of the god for the baby. The baby was a god. And it was the god of wishes.
Yeah.
So it was Conrad was like reading like the stories to the baby.
Yeah, that would then bring it to...
Yes, and it's basically the alternate reality world that they are basically living in is basically like Conrad's design.
Yeah, which is really cool.
And that's why like everyone has couples, disabled people aren't seen, and like all stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's the way Conrad likes to see the world.
Yeah. I was very happy that they did something major with him. Especially with the episodes.
Do you think he's going to be something bigger or just like...
I think he's just a pawn.
Yeah.
In the game, for sure. He thinks he's got something bigger.
Oh,
but
he
that's just the
definitely
way the Rani's done it. Is she's found the weak link. It's like Palpatine found Anakin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turned him into Darth Vader. But then as soon as shit hit the fan, left him. So I think that's what's going to happen. She's just going to leave Conrad as soon as, stuff starts popping up.
Just leave him or fucking like proper like tie him off, sacrifice him.
I really don't know.
Do him dirty.
Because I don't think we've seen like the full extent of like evil Rani.
No, I don't think we have.
Because because obviously knowing what the Rani's about, super twisted, dark. But in that first episode, just a bit mediocre. I don't know if that's a general opinion.
I would say I think she definitely plays the vibe of the Rani, like, well.
Oh yeah, like it's
but she hasn't done anything. But at the same time, they can't give you everything in the first.
No, yeah.
But first part.
Yeah, true. But then you can then ask the question of what can they give us in the second.
So I think the biggest issue with Doctor Who in general is that an episode's only an hour, so they have to give you the contents and the big action within the hour. They've given us the contents and like the subplot.
Yeah, true. I think that's my only issue with these two Disney seasons is that it's been a lot of content, gets to the big main objective and it's over in the last episode. Like with the Sutekh, obviously it was building. Something was building up for about 3 episodes, then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, and it was like super quick. I feel like if they don't go into the second part with action straight away, like something intense, and then it dies down and then goes back in intense, because after what's just happened, something needs to build up.
Yeah, for sure. I just really hope that this episode's a good one.
I hope it goes out with a bang.
Yeah,
because
obviously there's a lot of, is there going to be a third season? with Disney. That is.
It's not just is it going to be a third season, even if they do continue it, which, to be honest, I think BBC alone will continue with Doctor Who.
BBC definitely will, but I think the changes that Disney brought in, like the production, turned insane.
But I was going to say, saying that, a lot of, I'm guessing, the film tech the studio has, they're not going to get rid of.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's just the budget per episode, but they don't have to buy any new tech, I'm presuming.
Yeah,
but even besides all that, it's the fact that it's still going to be over a year until the next season.
That's another issue, is I think because we have to wait that long, I also don't want it to be that we get nothing in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... for me, it's extremely hard to win me over in this last episode.
Unless it's like jaw-dropping, oh my God.
Like, holy shit, I can't wait for the next season.
It's either can't wait for the next season, jaw-dropping, or emotional.
Yeah.
But like, oh my God, I can't fucking believe that. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to...
Next
season's so far away.
Second thing, because, saying about the second, if it ends on a flop, like not a, oh my God, I'm like, what the fuck? Then it's going to be waiting a whole year until the next season, and people are going to lose interest. But we do have the spin-off season, which I don't know if you noticed, because I don't know if you know much about the spin-off. They have dropped hints to stuff which could be relating to that in this season.
Oh.
So, when the whole first episode with Conrad.
Yeah.
Ruby. I was going to call her Millie. That's a real name, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. A personal friend of yours, is she?
Yeah. Ruby, when she phones up Kate, asks about Mel. And she says Mel's currently in Australia, something's weird happening with the tide.
Oh.
Which, from just the title and what monsters are related to the spin-off.
Yeah. It's those freaky little...
It's the freaky little, like, sea devil stuff. And it's the war between the earth and the sea, or the sun and the sea. So...
Yeah, that's a solid...
It's people 100% think that it's them hinting towards what's happening with that. But that's... Obviously, that's all being filmed. That's done. So that should definitely be airing next.
That was done quite some time ago. Because they were filming the spin-off the same time that they were filming the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special. And I know that it finished very, very close.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's very similar time. It was last year it finished.
Yeah, because the same actor who is one of Gavin and Smithy's friends
is in the spin-off.
And I was really happy about it, because I think he's great.
I would say...
So is... Unit guy.
Yeah.
He's in it as well. So
Kate McDreamy Unit guy.
Yeah, Kate's whatever he is, situationship.
But the other guy, which is Gavin and Stacey, I don't know his name, but he was on, and I don't know if you've watched this, he was also in Being Human.
Yeah.
He was the werewolf in Being Human. He has also been in Doctor Who before.
Has he?
So, I want to say his name is Laszlo.
The Pigman.
Pigman? No, I don't know if he's the Pigman, but it might be the Pigman.
Yeah.
But
Daleks of Manhattan.
It 100% could have been. Which also Andrew Garfield's in.
Yeah, because Andrew Garfield's the little... they're not orphans.
But they're like the homeless...
Yeah,
no, they're the construction workers, aren't they?
No, they start off as the little orphans who live away from the city. Because the black guy was the leader of that gang.
Yes.
And then they go over to try and like take over what's happening. And then the Daleks appear.
But off tangent.
Yeah.
I think he was in that episode. But at the time of David Tennant's regeneration, he gets the first Doctor, not his recent regeneration.
Yeah.
He goes round and meets, encounters all his companions for the last time.
Yeah.
He goes to a space bar to meet Captain Jack.
He's the
one
one
who hands him a note with the name of the guy sat next to him.
Crazy.
And I don't know, Doctor Who multiple times throughout history has used the same actress or actor.
Peter Capaldi being a beautiful example.
Peter Capaldi. Also, whatever his name is, Amy Pond.
Yeah.
Because they were both in the same episode. Fires of Pompeii.
Yeah.
They were both in Fires of Pompeii. But also, Belinda. She's been in literally back-to-back season. Yes, they've mentioned it. But also, Martha. She was back-to-back. Because she played the guy in... the guy... Was it the Unit Tower at the time or Torchwood Tower with the Cybermen and the portal? But that was before.
Yeah, but there's the common, well-known mistake of that. So I think the whole issue with it is that it was supposed to be a relative to Martha.
It was a cousin or something.
Yeah, cousin, sister, some kind of relative. But they'd filmed Martha as the relative cousin before then they had actually cast Martha.
Yeah.
But then they just cast Martha and just did it and hoped, no one would realise.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But they've done that, but they've also done the same with Belinda.
Yeah. Because
she only got cast as the companion after.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's either coming back as a distant relative and they're going to mention it, or
this whole time it's been cooking and it's absolutely crazy.
Are they actually, are they using it as, him?
Yeah. But,
so we just sat here in the Mackey's car park and we've got the giant truck coming in for delivery. This is the first time I've seen it now.
Same here. But, I'll tell you, not really a tangent, but slightly related. For some reason, all I've been getting suggested recently is Torchwood videos.
Oh, really?
There's this one British YouTuber guy who reviews Torchwood story arcs.
Oh.
And only from watching that have I realised how insanely messed up Captain Jack is.
Oh, 100%. Also, that one woman from Torchwood, I don't know her name was also in Doctor Who, and that was brought up, saying that it was a distant relative.
The black-haired one.
Yeah.
Really, really, really Welsh one.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was great.
Because she was in a Victoria, she played in Doctor Who, a Victorian lady, I want to say.
Oh, was it in the Clockwork Men?
Oh, no. I have no idea now.
No, that wasn't.
No, it was it's David Tennant.
Yeah.
Because
David Tennant was Clockwork Men.
What am I thinking about Clockwork Men? No, I'm thinking of Snowmen.
Snowmen?
Yeah. Matt Smith and Clara.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, Clockwork Man is such a sensational episode. But, yeah, no, I hope we find out what the guy, whatever his name is, the Captain Jack regen. I want more from him because I loved the vibe they had going. It was like Captain Jack and the Doctor. So I hope he crops up. Because I think just chucking him in for a 30-second warning, bit useless.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And Doctor's granddaughter.
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot that happened.
Where's she going to be cropping up?
I have no idea, but why would we have a flashback or another worldly conversation if she's not going to be in this episode? There's so much they have to put in this episode.
How can they do it in an hour?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to play off like people want it to.
To be honest, I've not seen any TV schedule, but they would have put TV schedules out and they would have had to pop how long the episode is.
I do have a feeling that it is a longer runtime. Because I know it was mentioned in the group chat.
Oh.
I'm positive.
Because in my head, could it be like an hour and a half?
Maybe.
Is it like something like they haven't really mentioned, but if they had a TV guide, it would be all over the TV guides. But it's a longer, because they can't say the next episode's out.
Only time
starts
I've ever
earlier.
seen a TV guide is Christmas.
To be honest, yeah.
It's a tradition, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, the Brits are so fun, aren't we? TV guides at Christmas. Oh, they'll get rid of those soon. Argos catalogue, TV guides.
Oh. But yeah, that's our hot take on what we suspect.
Yeah.
But we'll actually see if any of it comes true when we watch it tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see you then. Bye.
Wow.
I feel a bit awkward now.
Yeah. It took us long enough to get here. Been sat here for like 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, nobody's not been sat here for 30 minutes.
Surely it's been quite
some
time.
It has not been 30 minutes.
I don't know.
So, Doctor Who.
Where to start?
So, one of my things which I said is that it needs to go in like at high action, then dip, then go back to high action.
Yeah.
So, first off, before we'll start near the start, the fucking Time Hotel.
That was so cool. I saw him plummeting, and I was like, realistically, what's he actually going to do here?
I was just like, is he just going to go like fall and he's in the underworld?
Yeah,
because they could have done that.
They could have done that. It could have been quite. And cool. Then
the fucking just the orange glow of the door frame, just slowly appearing,
like some fucking Doctor Strange shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then it was just oh my, it was oh my god.
Yeah, it was like a fuck. This is gonna be insane shit.
Because then what was the woman's name?
Anita.
Throughout the whole episode, it was just they talk about her doing something, and she was like, "No, I'm just in hospitality.
Yeah, I'm a hotelier." But I noticed on my second watch that she has the manager badge.
Yeah. I didn't say she's the manager.
Yeah. But I don't think that was said. She only said that she had the house key.
House key? I swear it was house key manager. Then she is married to or dating
Ricardo in HR.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant.
But no, and then it's just a glorified doorstop the whole episode.
Yeah, but a bloody good one.
I was going to say, it's slightly sad that they didn't do more with her.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
It was a really nice little nod.
It was not just a nod, it was a nice little just chuckle.
Yeah.
Anytime they've mentioned they go, and then she's like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah. No, it was good. The only thing that confused me was when it was all done and she was about to close the door and said, "Oh, the owners or the boss says hi."
So we'll go back to that in a second because I've also seen people theories on that. So we'll.
Oh, yes.
What was I going to say? So then you had the Time Hotel, and then he goes back to Unit, and they all change.
Yeah.
Fucking when Unit has got little chips in everyone.
Yeah, that was cool. That
So,
was really Suicide Squaddy.
No, exactly. But that's also what I've also seen. So, with the Conrad episode, these like units just like all this. Unit has, this is now more fuel to add to the fire. Unit now has these little chips. Like, if Kate pressed the wrong button, would their heads blow up?
It's highly likely, but that's what I enjoy about Unit. Like, it's like with Torchwood. The squad could have done anything at any point, especially with Captain Jack being the like psycho he was. But there was that sense of they can do anything they want, but they're, on the good side for now.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot. And there's definitely moments again between Captain Jack and Kate, because they've also made occasionally very rash decisions. Like when she let the monster loose.
Yeah.
With Conrad, that was crazy. But again, it's a great little kind of nod.
When we were in the cinema, I briefly whispered in your ear at this point when they put Belinda and Poppy in that zero chamber.
Yeah.
I was half expecting them not to be in there.
Yeah, no, because at that point, we still had about half an hour left.
Yeah.
So me and you thought, and Harry, what are they going to do with that half an hour?
But not just that half an hour. So as soon... No, because that was at the point when they were back in the TARDIS.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So, well, it was like a good 20 minutes, half an hour left. But no, the zero chamber is like when the unit tower started moving and shooting. But
just quickly, one thing about it moving, what really annoyed me, it was just a flat rotation, but they were all fucking sliding around like it was going fucking diagonal.
Yeah, like they were going,
Anita had to hold the door open.
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
well, no, it kind of made sense for her because she was on the edge, so she would have proper shifted. But people stood in the centre. They wouldn't have been going sideways.
It's like if you're on a not a merry-go-round, like a roundabout to children's play park. You stood in the middle. You're not fucking veering off to the left.
No. But if you're on the edge, then yeah.
Yeah, you would be because of the momentum of the... Yeah.
But no, so in my head, and I don't think I actually explained this to you because it never happened, they were going to go into this zero chamber because he mentioned that if they got defeated, that they would be stuck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we both know that Poppy was in Space Babies, which is far into the future.
Yeah.
And Belinda, they mentioned that it was a distant relative. And it wasn't physically Belinda, but it looked a lot like Belinda. That I was thinking that, are they going to be stuck in this? And that's how they're fucking all the way in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've been trapped in this zero chamber for years.
Yeah.
And that I can't remember, is it what character Belinda played before? I know I don't know the name, I can't remember the name. But is that how then you have a distant relative which looks very similar? And is that how Poppy, because I was is it all because Space Babies, Poppy calls the Doctor and Ruby, Mummy and Daddy. She was oh, Mummy and Daddy's back.
Yeah.
And there was the whole thing that the Doctor was Poppy's dad. And I was could it be the fact that it is technically the same child but all the way in the future?
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
That would have been really, really good.
And they were stuck. But no.
No, it was open and they were both there.
And then they go back into the TARDIS.
Which now, because I wasn't in the fit state, when I was watching it to understand like the crazy things. But after the rewatch, I'd noticed when they were passing her coat back and forth, it was shrinking.
Oh, we were literally sat in the cinema, and each time they passed it back and forth, we were looking at each other going, oh my God, what? Oh, what?
Oh, shit. Oh.
So it did cut out.
Yeah.
Luckily, we noticed it cut out more or less straight away.
Yeah. Otherwise, we could have been speaking. We could have finished the whole conversation.
Oh, we could have.
And just wouldn't have realised.
But, so, they were passing it back and forth.
Yeah. First time, didn't really care. But then the second time, it was a killer.
And, like, it was the fact that only Ruby was noticing as well.
I found that really strange.
So, things that I've seen since watching the episode, people are saying it brings like a full circle thing for Ruby, how she was like dependent on the Doctor, but like she's like, especially after like being with the whole like unit team, it's the fact that like she's now like realizing shit.
Yeah. I just didn't understand that concept. Well, until about halfway, where I think me, you, and Harry again were looking at each other just quite baffed. And there was a bit where he winks at her. He says something to Belinda, and he's like, oh no, there never was a Poppy. I don't know what she's talking about. But then he looks at Ruby and winks at her and smiles. I'm guessing you haven't seen it.
I can't remember that.
No, yeah. So me and Harry looked at each other and I whispered in his ear.
Well, I'll have to see if I can find that bit of the clip and insert it.
Yeah, and I went to Harry and whispered in his ear, oh, do you think he's just going along with it to like support Belinda? Because he said that she's the one that won't remember.
Yeah.
So I was thinking at that point, oh, he's just like faking it. Just so Belinda doesn't feel bad.
But I used to say, like, before this, the whole Belinda, when she's like, you can't do take away my child, I still have the memories of the child, whatnot.
Yeah.
And Belinda mentions, no, it was after this when they were like, a life's for a life. And she mentions,
something exploded and I ended up in your time stream or whatever.
Yeah, he ended up in her time stream, and then he saved her as a child, which has never been mentioned.
Yeah, when she was about to wreck the car.
At what point did the time stream thing happen?
I don't know.
Because in a lot of the flashbacks, the Doctor was in the barbershop costume.
Yeah.
But I swear nothing like that happened in that episode.
My question is the alluding to something exploding from that weird landmine episode where she was a character?
Yeah, but
and maybe because something had exploded then, she got into the time stream, but the other way, and she's gone backwards instead.
I have no idea.
Because that would be fucking wild. I don't think it's that deep. Like, I think, we're trying to recover, so we're thinking of some extremely deep theories, but that would be very cool.
And then, at the same time, I'm 100% adamant. I might have to go back and watch some of the episodes, but I'm 100% adamant that she said she had to be back for her new job. It was her first day.
I don't think...
But also...
technically, it would have been her first day with Poppy.
So... well, technically...
the new job, the job could be being a mother.
Well, so this is now another thing I've seen. So, in my head, I swear, so the robot invasion one, when she gets taken, her back garden did not look like that.
No.
And then the one thing I've seen floating around is that, so then, this is now like an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
So obviously he's like, is everything shifted?
Yeah.
But is it an alternate timeline where Poppy did exist?
Yeah.
And not the original timeline?
I don't know how that would have.
Because I'm 100% adamant that it was the fact that she was starting a new job. She had to be back because it was like her first day in her new job. And it was a different back guard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I don't even know.
Nah, I've just had a very much deep thought.
Yeah.
But we need to carry on until we get to the point in the episode.
Right, okay.
So then obviously the Doctor then has to change the timeline, which then we go into the whole regeneration.
A sensational regeneration. I personally believe the whole action when he's shooting it out of his hands, top tier regeneration.
So also before that, and I know you haven't really watched her, but with Jodie Whittaker entering.
Yeah, so
I kind of like this. So now I've thought about this afterwards.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker never actually got a regeneration with another Doctor. She never met Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi regenerated, and then they brought in Jodie Whittaker on a different day.
Yeah.
And she also never regenerated with David Tennant.
Yeah.
But Ncuti's now been sandwiched by David Tennant and Billie Piper.
Yeah.
Which, to me, yes, they technically, in the grand scheme of things, the Doctor, but they're OGs.
Yeah.
So I think it was quite nice that he got to interact with, technically, that if you didn't count David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
That Jodie Whittaker would have been the Doctor just before Ncuti.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's just the only issue I have is when we were seeing Anita going through her visits, she saw the Matt Smith Doctor.
Yeah.
They could have chosen Jodie, that she saw Jodie, or that she saw any other Doctor.
Well, she saw 2 or 3?
She saw 2. Because...
Oh, no, and then she saw Ncuti with Rogue.
Yeah, I just think they could have shown Jodie and then have her appear, or they shown Matt and have him appear. I don't know.
So you technically have the both, but obviously Matt Smith wasn't actually on set. That was just a pre-shot from an episode.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but still to this day, I'll remember when Anniversary was happening.
60th?
Yeah. No.
50th?
No, yeah, 60th when...
Yeah, David Tennant, yeah.
And all the set photos were coming out. And Matt Smith's uniform was in one of the set photos. And everyone was like, oh, he's going to come back. He's going to come back. Never came back.
True.
I just love Matt Smith because he is my favourite Doctor.
Also, I think he is David Tennant and Matt Smith are most people's favourite Doctor. So then, obviously, Jodie makes an appearance. Yeah. And I think I quite like that interaction. They look like...
It is a lovely interaction.
Yeah.
Because they're both not similar, but they're both like all yappy and excited.
And then him then more or less sacrificing himself to save another life.
Yeah.
I think that was quite a nice touch.
Yeah, it was.
And then, like you said, the way then he shoots into the TARDIS and then the whole screen cracking and him just waking up on the grass.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about the screen cracking.
Which then, because it was all theories and whatnot, to me, I thought that was like the whole break in the story, like the fact that it was like a TV screen almost.
Oh yeah.
But it's like it was like almost like shattering reality.
Yeah. Or could it have been a nod to the Lux episodes where the fans were watching?
Well, no, that's what I was thinking, because there's been lots of things said that, like, obviously that it was a lot of breaking the fourth wall throughout the 2 seasons. Is it like that this reality which they've been in, which then he's now altering to get back to like this other one with Poppy?
Yeah.
Is he breaking it, and that's like this, like the TV reality?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get you.
And then the whole back garden scene, quite nice. The house scene.
Yeah, it was just sad when he found out she was 100% human.
I think it's sad, but at the same time, I don't know what I would have felt if she was part thing, because they are almost now leaving this whole set of people.
Yeah,
and I know back in the day they've had like Billie Piper and
Christopher Eccleston.
No, Billie Piper and Clara.
Oh, okay.
What's Clara's actress name?
Jenna Coleman.
Yes. As companions which have gone from one Doctor to another.
Oh yeah, which is why I said Christopher Eccleston to David Tennant.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was going to say.
I thought you just
You shut me down like I was just saying Christopher Eccleston.
I thought you just talking about Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper. But like you've had, and even like Martha hasn't seen multiple Doctors, but you've had a few.
No, maybe.
I know she hasn't. She hasn't met Matt Smith.
Did she not? When she was working at, didn't she go to unit in the end?
Yeah, but that was still David Tennant. It was Martha before Donna, and then Martha with Donna.
Yeah. Was unit even anything to do with Matt Smith? I don't even think unit were mentioned in his seasons.
I have no idea. I can't remember. I want to say one of the military people were unit, but not like the unit that we know. Yeah, no, he did fucking go to unit.
When?
You have definitely the 50th anniversary. You have Kate.
Oh, yeah.
And the paintings.
Yeah.
But let's digress.
Yes.
Is that it's almost, I feel like if they said that Poppy was this half Time Lord thing,
yeah,
we're almost leaving her with these companions.
Yeah, true.
And then obviously you get the actual final regeneration.
Oh, sensational.
I know you think it was a bit pointless, and I don't know what I feel about it, but some people I've seen absolutely enjoyed it, with Joy, the star, the North Star.
Oh, no. We're not even going to get into that.
So I think it ties in with the Time Hotel quite nicely. And the fact he didn't want to be alone, but at the same time, I don't know why Joy. But I was going to say, it was the whole thing with Joy and her mother dying and about being alone, and maybe it's like the fact that because the Doctor didn't want to be alone, it reminded him of Joy.
Oh, yeah.
That's like thing, but at the same time, it was not like a massive, oh my god.
No, I couldn't.
Why pick that?
I genuinely couldn't have cared less. When it first panned out, and we could see like the galaxies going all fancy, I just thought he wanted a nice view. To be completely honest, I just thought he was having a nice time. But then the star appears, and I don't even think of Joy
until he
goes, "Joy to the world." That's the only time I thought, oh my god, that's the star that I don't care about. I just think it could have been a lot better where he went.
But on the other hand, a completely different regeneration that we've seen in.
Yeah, crazy.
Because Matt Smith to Peter Capaldi, very snappy.
Yeah.
And I swear Peter Capaldi to Jodie was very similar.
Yeah.
And we're now back to like these like massive explosions almost. But this is now like, it's like reaching across the galaxy.
Yeah, like a plasma ball at Technicolor.
It kind of reminded me of, so like, you know, they had the animation of the Vindicator, how it's like was doing all these different places, to find Earth and whatnot, and it had like all those streamers. It reminded me of that.
Yeah.
But I think like, and then obviously then we get the big reveal of Billie Piper.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I never seen it. And I know I mentioned that I saw a YouTube video of somebody explaining it.
Yeah.
And since then I've sent you this video.
Yeah.
But apparently there were leaks that Billie Piper were on set.
Oh. When? I
have no idea, but there were apparently leaks that Billie Piper went on set near the season finale.
Oh. And I know Harry mentioned it, that he was going to put it in the group chat like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but he thought it was so outlandish that he's not even going to waste any of our time. No, that's
the thing. And I never clocked any of this.
Yeah.
So I didn't think Billie Piper, but the first thing, like 2 days ago, well, 3-4 days ago now.
Yeah.
I literally said, I saw this video, but I never watched it. It's like 3-4 minutes long. And I was going to say, did you watch it after I sent it to you?
Yeah.
And it makes valid points.
Yeah. It's crazy. Because it's such an outlandish
at the same time, I didn't click on it because I went, nah, that can't be true.
Yeah. It's insane.
But like, that's the thing, like all this stuff about like Ncuti leaving and all like that has all been like, even if you've seen it, like it's always like, oh, is it true? Is it not true? You never know.
Yeah.
But it's more believable because of the stuff you like. Some people make out like that he's been booted out.
Yeah.
But I 100% feel like he's an upcoming big star.
I'm pretty sure it's documented somewhere that it was his decision.
Oh, I 100% think that it was his decision because he's an upcoming big star. He has many things on his plate. And even with the uncertainty of Doctor Who, he didn't want to wait around.
Well, yeah, because, again, Harry had mentioned that I think for season 2, he had to take a leave from something else to do season 2. So do you know what I mean? Like, he's obviously
I think he had to probably
stuff on his plate. He doesn't need Disney.
Because this is what I was saying beforehand when they announced that it was going to be a year out, and I said, if he does stay, it's so then he has like
that
a good time, like a good chunk of like a year and a half.
Yeah.
To not worry because they've finished. Well, technically they done reshoots not that long ago. February was it?
Yeah,
but they finished filming end of last year.
Yeah,
and that would have given him almost like a year and a half, almost 2 years to do something else. So that's what I was seeing. It's like with the year, the year out.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, he doesn't want to be waiting around because at the same time, it's a lot of commitment.
And I think, I just think it's the uncertainty where he could wait all that time and then they just turn around and be like, oh, actually, no, we're not going to fund for season 3.
Yeah.
So I completely understand him leaving. It's just sad, if anything.
I was going to say, so he obviously hasn't had the least amount of seasons out of all the Doctors, but he has had the least amount of screen time.
Yeah.
He has the Doctor with the least screen time because he's only had 8 episodes per season.
Yeah.
And that's less than Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I find because, like my dad was saying this, each episode is a completely different story.
Yeah.
Yes, you have these things, but besides, because a lot of like David Tennant and even Christopher, you have maybe 1 or 2 episodes every so often which has very much the same back-to-back story.
Yeah.
Or a continuous story. Yes, each thing, but it's 100% to do with that place. And you get lots of character building.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been a whole load of character building.
No.
But they haven't had the time because it's only been so little episodes. They haven't had the time to give you character building. But that's why I think after season 1, people just didn't like it because it wasn't, especially from what they started season 1 with to what they ended with. Because I think after Rogue, because Rogue was a phenomenal episode.
Yeah.
And I think that gave us a lot of, oh my God, character building.
Yeah.
But like Space Babies and Devil's Court didn't give us character building.
No. But even then, with the lack of character building, I think it's such a fantastic job from him. Because even though there's not a lot of character building, the difference from him in season 1 to season 2 was phenomenal.
Oh, 100%. Well, just from the start of season 1 to the end of season 1.
Yeah, because the whole the little angry speech he gave to Sutekh was beautiful.
So I was going to say, you had the boom when it was very much like lots of speechy stuff.
Yeah.
Rogue and the finale with the monologue to Sutekh.
Yeah.
Was very much up there.
For sure. It's just, I love the whole. I think it's even better because he's such a positive, happy Doctor from the start. Only other one who's been like that is Matt Smith. And the only other pure angry Doctor we've seen is with Matt Smith.
Not even just David Tennant.
Yeah, but I'm talking like Matt Smith's whole like cocky, arrogant, I'm the Doctor, you're not going to do anything speech in Pandora's Box was such a perfect comparison.
But I'm also thinking back to near the end of David Tennant's with The Water on Mars.
I know, oh yeah.
When he saves them and the woman kills herself.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the Lord of Time. Time messes with, like, I play with time.
Yeah.
I'm in control of it.
And I think
I can do what I want.
With the weird spider moon lady, when he just lets her die and he watches her die.
That was like
Christmas Ep.
That was Christmas Ep with Donna.
Yeah, that was insane. I just love to see, because David Tennant's Doctor wasn't a happy chappy Doctor.
No, he was quite sad.
He was stern, sad.
Because I think he was the one which was trying to deal with a lot of sub story now, but a lot of the stuff to do with like the Time War.
Yeah. I genuinely think sensational, and I just love that we've had 3, in my eyes, my top 3 Doctors, because he shot up there straight away.
He is definitely up there.
Just all 3 of them have that perfect comparison with when they're the normal Doctor to when they're the Time Lord Doctor.
But that's also why I think some of the episodes in the second season was quite good, especially like that Interstellar Song Contest one.
I loved it so much.
And like that,
we got not just only angry Doctor, but violent
But
Doctor.
that was the one which we were going into thinking, oh, it's going to be a silly, stupid episode.
I was so angry when I saw the trailer.
But I want to say that was one of the better episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Top 3, easily.
And yeah, it has, on your opinion, people that you were like, why the heck, like, do they need to be in there? But it's just because it's Interstellar Song Concert.
Yeah.
But I like that link back to Earth. When then, like, you're like, oh no, like, Earth is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember... Because was that the one that we watched both for the first time?
I want to say so.
Because I remember I said to you something about Graham Norton. I said, oh, he's going to say something wild. And then he just drops the, Earth doesn't exist anymore. Earth is extinct. And I was like,
and then, no, best bit was, oh, sad face.
But yeah, no, that episode, top 2 even, I think. Controversial, but the well.
Oh,
I don't know. So I think that whole episode was beautiful until we had the whole... Oh no, that was Interstellar. Don't worry. I was thinking of the whole Rani reveal.
Which was almost like a end of credit teaser, but not end of credit teaser.
Post-credit, yeah. I don't think it was all that.
Well, still up there with one of the episodes.
Because it created that perfect, like, in the back of your mind, what's going to happen now, that David Tennant did with his.
And the whole is still, like, out there.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
But once again, so this is what I was saying to you the other day or yesterday. So I started playing the episodes with my parents after, like, we basically got all the episodes out before the season finale so they could catch up.
Yeah.
That is the episode my dad started putting his, like, laptop and phone down.
Yeah.
And was getting invested, going, oh,
yeah,
this is good.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy. And
because the very first episode, nothing major.
I can't even remember.
Robot invasion.
Oh, yeah.
Introduction to...
I'm not going to lie,
Belinda.
Possibly least favourite episode.
Oh, 100%. Like, awful. I didn't hook me into this season at all.
The only thing I cared about... So I was watching this with Ren. We were in the living room watching it. She was playing, so I wasn't even paying attention that much. But the only thing I was like, no way, was that the robot was the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Cool reveal.
Yeah.
But that's it.
What was the second episode then? Lux. Which...
Yeah. I really liked Lux.
It was different, which is why I liked.
The different styles that they were going through.
I was talking to my brother about it, and it very much was like that. I can't remember the name of the program, but it's like Goosebumps.
Yeah, Goosebumps.
Like, it was very much like similar to that, like that type of.
Yeah, and the transformation when he turns into like a actual thing, he looked vile.
Yeah.
And for Doctor Who, it was disgusting.
But like, it was like that almost like creepy innocence.
Yeah, when he was, whatever his name was, doing his little dance.
Mr. Ring-a-Ding.
Mr. Ring-a-Ding, yeah. Because as soon as he started, you could tell, like, he's fucked, but nice guy. Yeah, no, crazy. I really enjoyed that episode.
But back to now Billie Piper and my, oh my God, I think I did. So the one theory I mentioned to you literally half an hour ago.
Yeah.
They mentioned about one of the glitches separating Sweden and the Norwegian border. Still don't know if that's the same beach that the Bad Wolf Bay.
Yeah.
But I've seen people say, could it be that glitch has made a rift? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Billy was almost popped out. But in my head, I was talking about how, like, within the glass shattering and it's like changed dimensions.
Yeah.
The place where Billie Piper is a different dimension.
Yeah.
Could it be the fact that, like, they've changed dimensions, but they're now in that dimension?
Yeah, I've got a point that completely destroys the glitch theory. Is the whole reason the Doctor did his little triumph bit is because when he was getting into the TARDIS, he said there's only one person in this world that can move a fracture by 1 millimeter, and that's me. So he fixed the fracture, which means the glitches wouldn't have been there anymore. So I think the whole thing about...
But no, that's what this is. My other thing is, was Poppy ever real from the start?
Yeah.
Because I swear Belinda said that she was going for a job. A completely different house, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So is it the fact that like it wasn't true, but because of the fractures they wanted it to be true, and they've like now gone thing? But almost like I said, parallel dimension, different dimension.
I'm certain that in the episode with the robot she lives alone, which she quite clearly wasn't.
Unless it's her parents' house.
Oh no, it was, yeah, because they were there because she was at work and they were there looking after Poppy, and that's why she had to be back at 7:30 because her mum was going to work then.
Well, not to work, to like a concert.
Oh yeah, in Manchester.
But yeah, that could throw that the fact that it wasn't the same house is because it's her parents' house.
Yeah.
But no, my little thing which was clicked is could this be not the OG timeline that they started off, but a fracture where Poppy is her daughter?
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like in a different dimension, than they've done something with the fractures of these things, has this like released like where this doorway was, where they got into where Rose was. Not saying, well, post from Russell T Davies still saying Billie Piper's back, where, why, and who.
Yeah.
And the credits not introducing her as the Doctor.
Yeah. But what I was saying originally is when it goes to her face, instantly starts grinning, says, "Oh, hello again," or something like that. Which
she recognizes that
it's her. She knows that it's Rose.
Well, it's the Doctor, because in my head, it'd be Billie Piper if it was the Doctor. Billie Piper playing the Doctor, not Rose.
Yeah.
But the Doctor would still recognize that the body is Rose's.
I know, because when he sees himself, unless he knows who it fully is, he'll go and check. So what I'm saying, so when it was David Tennant and it became David Tennant again, he knew instantly. Do you know what I mean? So I'm comparing she instantly goes, "Oh, hello again." And I'm thinking...
Well, I think it was just, "Oh, hello."
I think it was again. But even though you can still see that she recognises it's her, so I'm thinking it's something to do when she messed with the heart of the TARDIS or whatever it was.
So this is the other thing. So I've seen so
that both doctors that have no, all companions or like any character that has been involved with the heart of the TARDIS, if they regenerate back to their original selves.
What?
Yeah, so when Donna messed with the TARDIS and she had that weird like Time Lord 20 minutes.
So that wasn't the TARDIS, that was the Doctor's hand.
But it would still be the energy from the TARDIS, because that's how it was still alive. Do you know what I mean? So the hand would have still had energy from the TARDIS, because the hand was alive because of the TARDIS. Because he was mentioning like the beating heart helps it keep going.
I have no idea.
Okay, but either way, I'm almost certain that she died.
Who?
Donna,
No.
she collapsed or something.
Yeah, she just passed out because the memory, the information of a Time Lord was too much for her.
Oh, okay.
But what I was going to say,
yeah,
same thing. So Rose looked into the heart of the TARDIS.
Yeah.
In the 50th anniversary, she was this incarnation of the TARDIS.
Yeah.
I swear it was the TARDIS, or like the reality box. She was an incarnation of it. Yeah. Ncuti pumped a lot of his regeneration energy into the TARDIS.
Yeah.
For it to explode. Like, yeah. Is it that the fact that she's looked into the heart of the TARDIS, the TARDIS has almost got a copy of her in the TARDIS? And is this almost not the Doctor, but this is like almost the TARDIS?
Shit. That would be crazy. Yeah.
But it's like got the incarnation of Rose because of the whole interaction with her looking in to the TARDIS, like the heart of the TARDIS.
Yeah. That would be wild. There's so much they can do. But I did see that apparently not many people were happy with the ending. Because when Harry had gotten back, he put in the chat that what's trending in the UK was RTD out.
Yeah, so was that because of the ending or because of just how it was written? Because I've seen a lot of people complain how the whole second half, because it had to be reshot, felt rushed. It was finding a way. Plus, it's very much, okay, because I think many people, if it was written properly, and that Billie Piper was like the next step for the Doctor, because it's still, like, I don't think they're going to do a whole season with her.
I'd love them to, but...
I think it would be amazing, but I don't think it'll be a whole season.
No.
Unless, like, she's properly committed.
Well, maybe this year is them trying to find the new Doctor then. Because they're not going to have anyone lined up considering it was so quick.
That's the thing. Unless it's full-on indoor sets.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are hot on the locations.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore after the thing.
Yeah.
But people will still be.
Yeah, true.
And it's lots of fans are saying they think a lot of the leaks are coming from within inside.
Right.
There would have been rumours, or somewhat, because in my head, we've got confirmed Doctor Who Unleashed 20th anniversary with lots of the actors from over there. We got Billie Piper, we got David Tennant, we got Amy and Rory.
I'm not going to be able to. Karen
Gilligan,
and I don't know his
Arthur.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what her real name is, but Bill from Peter Capaldi's. She dies. She becomes a Cyberman.
Oh, yeah, and you can see a tear.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And some other people. But I was going to say, one thing I'm most tempted to go and book tickets for is, I swear, our local Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Billie Piper's going to be at.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I swear she's been confirmed as one of the people at our local Comic-Con.
I guess we're going then, sir.
But this now is like, because I want to say this is now at like the end of this year. August, I want to say it's at.
Yeah.
So it's going to be before she comes on screen. Even if it's a Christmas episode, it's going to be before she comes on screen, but everyone knowing that she is this next thing.
Yeah, that's wild.
So, I have no idea what I blink and say to her.
I think I just start singing her song. Shooey dooby doo doo doo. See if she carries on. Get a live performance. No, yeah, but it's I don't think we're going to get a Christmas episode. I know it's literally illegal not to get a Christmas episode, but I just don't think they're going to go from Ncuti leaving, because they would have already filmed it. 100% they would have already filmed the Christmas episode. Would they have reshot it in February? And if they did, how are they going to reshoot?
I don't think they would have already done the Christmas episode.
Really?
Because I know you said that apparently people saw...
Yeah, that's what I mean. But also...
But when you say so, was it just Doctor Who related stuff Christmas time, or did they see Ncuti?
They saw Ncuti. Which is why I think that if they were going to do a Christmas episode, it'll already be filmed with Ncuti. Because how long did it take from series 2 ending filming to the series coming out? It was quite a couple of months.
But that's a whole series thing. Because they, if you think with like an episode, they record like a few like things. One episode normally takes like a few weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But then you also have to edit it. But they normally don't do the editing like for a season within like bulk.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I can't see there being a Christmas episode with Rose.
But so this is the whole thing. Obviously, bringing back Billie Piper for the hype.
Yeah.
20th anniversary. So one thing I've seen, they're like, oh, could this be over? Because, like I said to you, Russell T Davies has said more so recently after the whole he wants to do season 3 in interviews, I think, for the recent press.
Yeah.
The future, like somebody asked him, the interview asked him, oh, so what's happening with season 3? And they were like, Ncuti and Fee was like, oh, don't know. Honestly, don't know.
This was outside the TARDIS it was filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Russell T Davies was like, honestly, like after a year, people who are from whatever news time or whatnot, starts writing stories, and they go on and do. So I think he's very much alluded to for other people to start picking it up.
Yeah.
So he might have something in the back pocket that he's written. But at the same time, so when he's in behind the scenes stuff talking about stuff that has come out in these episodes, he said that he's had some of these ideas for years.
Yeah.
And some things that he's thought about hasn't been in episodes. Some things that he wrote for other Doctors, he's using now.
Yeah, true.
And so is it the fact that, yes, he might have written the next season as like a thing, just in case, but it doesn't mean he has to use it.
No.
But Russell T Davies also very much likes getting in other writers to start, like, to do, like, fill-in episodes.
Yeah. But they are always solid episodes.
Mm-hmm. So, like, unless it goes into, like, something like where, like, somebody else takes over, but he's still, like, Badwell Studio type thing.
Guess we'll have to see if there is even a season 3.
But, so back to 20th anniversary. Somebody was saying, so obviously it started, the OG reboot.
Yeah.
Was 20 years ago. Started off with Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper.
Yeah.
And it's then 20th anniversary. People are almost speculating, is this the end? Imagine then it was the fact that hasn't been introduced, doesn't know what's happening for the future of Doctor Who. Even though we all think that, yes, BBC will continue it, but if nobody wants to continue it, BBC can't force anyone if they don't have anyone to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Could it be a little, well, we started it off with Billie Piper, we're ending it off with Billie Piper.
Yeah.
Could it actually lead anywhere?
Because surely she was the first shot.
She was very, like, within the first few minutes.
Yeah.
But in my head, like, obviously they have the 20th anniversary Unleashed stuff coming out next month.
Yeah.
It might be stuff alluded to her on set. Because they might actually go, how was it? Could it have been filmed before? She knew.
Yeah, true.
But the fact that she's also in the new Unleashed coming up, like the 20th anniversary, she's maybe the Doctor.
Yeah.
She's definitely back some way or form.
Oh, yeah.
I can see potentially Christmas special / could it be like another, not 60th anniversary, but like almost like a 2-part 20th anniversary special.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Which then either alludes to her being the Doctor or is a jumping stone of explaining what the heck happened, and could it be the fact that she's the TARDIS? Could it be all a fucking red herring?
Yeah.
And that it is, in my head, like, is it the TARDIS has then, with the incarnation of Rose, taken the form of the Doctor, so he's infused the TARDIS and is more or less like pumping the life back in to try to get Ncuti back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be wild, whatever happens, really.
And we won't know.
No.
We won't know for a while.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's daytime now.
Oh, it's almost. I don't even know what the time is.
Oh, it's 4:20.
4:20. Well, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully it sounds good.
1 2 1 2 mic check and sync clap.
But on that note, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Listening. Yeah, the audio listeners.
Please check out our other poddies, and if you want more, like some vlog content, go and check out our YouTube channel. Still haven't decided what we're doing with it, but go and check out the YouTube channel, and please leave a comment on your thoughts. If you have any topics that you want us to discuss,
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, let us know. But bye.
Bye.